People across Tennessee and the country are paying tribute to those lost in the deadliest year on record for transgender people. As News Channel 5's Sina Saleem reports, for many, Transgender Day of Remembrance is a reminder there is more work to be done.
It's not a statistic to be proud of. Since the origin of Transgender Day of Remembrance, never have so many trans and non-binary people lost their lives to violence. This year, close to 50 people who identify as transgender have died across the country.
And who knows how many we've missed. So it's tragic, it's sad.
Dr. Marissa Richmond says she hopes one day the violence against this community will stop.
And that's why a lot of us today who are out of the closet make it a point to be visible, to be accessible.
Richmond is a Black transgender woman who teaches at MTSU. She's also the first trans person appointed to a city board or commission in Nashville. Richmond says while we've been making progress,
I grew up in the pre-internet days, and so we didn't have Google searches.
Far more progress needs to be made.
Well, it actually was very hard. I never thought I was the only one, but the problem was figuring out where everybody was and how do you connect. And so there was a sense of isolation.
Welcome all who are gathered in community with us this evening.
Earlier this week, the Nashville community came together for a ceremony to remember so many of those who no longer have a voice.
Nakia Liddell Baker, 31. Tiffany Berry, 21. Dreona Blake.
Dr. Richmond, who was in attendance, says she hopes one day we won't have to add more names to this list.
Our community has been a victim of hate violence for many, many years, and those of us who are Black or brown are particularly at risk.
Because no one should fear for their life for just being who they are. In Nashville, Sina Saleem, News Channel 5.
In Tennessee, 27 people have been killed by anti-transgender violence since 1999. President Biden also made a statement today for Transgender Remembrance Day. He said, quote, "In spite of our progress strengthening civil rights for LGBTQI plus Americans, too many transgender people still live in fear and face systemic barriers to freedom and equality. To ensure that our government protects the civil rights of transgender Americans, I charged my team with coordinating across the federal government to address the epidemic of violence and advance equality for transgender people."